Hey everyone, this is Rob.
And Michelle.
And welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast and everything you need to know about old school RuneScape. Merp.
Merp.
All right, so this week up on the docket, we actually have quite a bit to go over because we're, of course, going to be starting off with our updates for this week from us.
You could tell that you're about to say something else, and then you're like, oh.
Yeah, well, I almost forgot about that, but yeah,
Yeah.
we'll tell you what we've been up to this week, mostly Michelle, and then we'll be going into what I was actually planning on saying, which is the roadmap reveal, because we had the Winter Summit just recently, and so we're going to be going over the 7 things that they revealed, which some were kind of known and some were not, so that's kind of
Yeah.
cool and interesting. And then we'll go into the actual update for this week, which is kind of a part of the Winter Summit. So we may skip over the first one a little bit because it is this week's update.
Yes, Scurrius.
Scurrius, the little rat king. And then we'll end off with our typical Q&A. Feel free to join in on the Q&A by asking any of your questions, whether they be game related or otherwise, at our discord.gg/Bunebape. We do have a questions channel. That'll probably be the best place to reach out to us. Although you can do, ask your questions.
Social media, really.
Yeah, reach out at any of our socials, which will be linked below.
I don't think you saw Ivor's question this week yet, have you?
No.
I will show you after we record.
Okay.
After we record the first half.
But yeah, even if you ask ridiculous questions, we may or may not answer them.
We just adjust the wording a little bit, Ivor.
More than likely. But
Always
yeah, before we get into any of that really cool and interesting stuff, Michelle, how's it going?
It's going super well. I've been sending TOBs and CMs like all week, and we actually saw some purples. So we saw 2 dexes this week, 8 mil each, a buckler, so 7 mil each, and then a duo arcane, which I didn't know arcane's worth 6 mil, so I got 3 mil from that. So easy shmoney. 3 of those, like the 2 dexes and the buckler, were all in sub's name, which was just ridiculous. And we were like half trying to go for the GM speed time, but we were trying to do it while still prepping food, and it seems like that's not possible potentially.
Yeah, potentially.
So we'll have to try that more later. In TOB, we haven't seen any purples, which is like kind of crazy because I feel like we've been doing a lot of TOBs. I looked and it's been like 60 or 70 since I got my last purple at TOB. Which is like kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, no one's really been getting them in raids. I mean, all this week, but I did so many combat achievements last night. I am so excited about, like, I go to sleep whenever Robert wakes up, and he was half asleep, and I was like, Robert, I did 5 CAs. And he's just like, huh.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's really cool.
I was really excited. So I did, what's it called? Perfect bloat, perfect Nilo, a timely snack, can't drain this, and pop it, which are all like just different rooms. We're also trying for perfect Soat and Zarpus. But I did really dumb things on both of those to make it so we did not get it.
Nice. Next time.
They were both me. I didn't know that True Tile is not a thing in Zarpus for, like, usually you could step over poison and you won't take poison damage.
Oh.
It's not a thing at Zarpus, I guess. You just take the damage. And perfect Zarpus means not stepping in the poison. So I was just like, oh, I'm just going to utilize True Tile and just walk over here. And it counted as damage.
Yeah,
it was unfortunate.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, where else do you step on poison?
Sabak, I step over it like that all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any other place? Because I don't recall ever doing that.
In Baba's puzzle room, yeah.
Okay, and not in TOA.
I think it's a newer thing.
Okay.
But it's True Tile, the way it works is if you move 2 tiles away, you don't actually step on the middle tile. So the way that I was doing it, how it's supposed to work, is I just moved 2 away, but I'm not technically stepping on the one right next to me. Except for it does not work like that, Zarpus, and you just step on it.
So then you lied, because you said that's how it works.
It should be how it works.
So, we have a liar in our midst.
But yeah, I can't believe that we got the perfect Nilo. Like, that one I definitely didn't think we were going to get. That one also a few different times. I'm the reason that we didn't get it. Like, we'd get to the end and I was doing melee only. The first time we got so close, it was right before the big boss showed up. And I was doing melee and there was like only a few left but no melees. And I was like, oh my god, I'm just going to help them out. Like, I'm just going to hit the ranged one and help them out. And I did not actually click my blowpipe when I thought I did. And I hit it with a ham joint. That cost us the room.
Nice. I thought you couldn't do that because you had like the cheat code.
No, I changed it. I had it for like one whole raid whenever I was learning where I physically could not left click the mage and rangers. And then it's actually whenever we had Fim on the podcast, because she was like, yeah, I feel like that's kind of weird and almost cheaty. And I was like, oh my God, real. And I turned it off.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
I did that for like 2 raids.
Because, I mean, that is cheating.
Yeah.
That's just something else playing the game for you.
It's weird because it's allowed. It's just menu entry swapper is the thing.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But, so I don't have that anymore. I was saying like, oh, if we wanted to cheese it, we could do that. But I also wanted to actually just get it. Oh my gosh, I did cheese one of these a little bit. Timely snack means that you don't, so there's a big red ball that hits you, and people can DD on each other so that the damage is split amongst you. If you get hit by that alone, it will kill you unless you tick eat. So it was to tick eat 3 times in the room, like no one like DDing. There was 4 of us. The ball never went to me.
That's
all
pretty
3
cool.
of them tick 8, and I just like kept waiting for it to be my turn, and it never came to me, and I still got the CA.
Nice.
So I was kind of carried through that one. So.
Yeah.
The other ones I actually put effort in.
Well, sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah. But I'm having a lot of fun with CAs, and I'm going to hopefully have some more CAs done next week, but also like I'm going to be grinding Scurrius for the pet tentatively, unless I like start going really dry or I'm super over it. I'm already 100 KC. I actually made a video. I made a video on loot from 100 KC at Scurrius, going over like how much I made in 100 KC and the XP rates in my experience using a scythe.
And you got 5 pets?
I didn't get a pet yet. Spoiler alert for the video. But
Unlucky.
I think I'm going to grind it on stream tonight and hopefully get something. That'd be cool. One person on Discord already got it.
Yeah. I mean, that's really the only thing you can get, so.
Yeah, you can also get rat spines, which I already got 3 of.
Yeah.
So.
And also, I mean, you can use those for prayer or something.
Yeah, the rat spines, once you get extra, you could turn them in for XP lamps. Yeah. I don't remember if it's for anything or not.
It's only combat. It's 5,000 for any combat and 3,500 for prayer.
Dang, that's kind of like good.
I mean, yeah, if you're there for a while.
I'm already max combat, so that sucks, but kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been having so much fun actually playing. Like going to sleep last night, I was just like thinking about stuff. And then I'm also tentatively planning a little event thing to raise money for RuneFest, so I'll post about that on socials whenever. Hopefully I'll have it posted within the next week, but we'll see because it's a lot of planning. I've been bothering Robert about it a lot.
Yeah, it's been cool.
It's been really cool. But yeah, how are you?
Pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty much my entire update. Yeah, you know.
You were playing games this weekend.
Yeah, I guess technically I was. I played like a little bit of Last Epoch. That was kind of interesting. I played a little bit of Path of Exile. Wasn't that much, honestly. I've just been like kind of studying. So yeah, not really playing any games.
Back on the study grind.
Was gonna play some Pal World because Pokemon, but I ended up not doing that. Like someone even gifted me the game, but I just decided not to play it. And that's fine because I was gonna play Diablo 4, and I even have it downloaded, but I've been reading that it just sucks. Yeah. Kind of just like how it was when I quit playing it. So it doesn't seem like a lot has changed, so I don't know if I'll do that either anymore.
I was hoping it'd be good because then I was gonna give him grief whenever we record it and be like, oh, you're playing Diablo again, you said you'd never play, but
yeah, I'm still not playing. Yeah, still not playing.
You did consider it though.
I definitely did. I was like, oh, surely this will be good. It was not.
It was not.
Yeah, unfortunate. But yeah, honestly, just haven't really been up to much. But I have thought about playing RuneScape, so there we go.
Rat Boss bringing you in?
No, not even a little bit. I was like, oh, there's no point in even saying this because it's not going to happen. But I was like, oh, I should just make another hardcore, just because.
You just like new accounts so much, it seems like.
I have no idea. Either way, we can move on to the actual update. So the main part of the podcast is probably going to be about the Winter Summer Summit. For anyone that didn't catch it, they had a little bit of a summer summit with
Winter Summit. I keep calling it summer too.
Winter Summit. And the 2 hosts being Aiza and Kieran. Although a lot of other mods did make guest appearances.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch.
Including Husky as a dog.
That was cute. Not in real life, in a video.
Yeah. And even Mod Ash in a video was also in the summit as well.
Really, before we even get into like what happened and what they announced, I thought that it was like way better like production quality than normal.
Yeah, it
Like
seems
the
like they
videos,
put more effort into it.
they definitely did. Like the video with Mod Ash, you know, like it was funny and the animations were really good. And I was like, oh, this seems like they're. It seems more like representative of how much this company's worth. Like now they're actually maybe spending money on the production stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, though, there was kind of a lot to go over. I think how, as far as your guesses of the seven things, how accurate were you?
Let me see. I wrote down all my ideas. We obviously did not end up doing that video because we would have said that. But my seven, I wrote down Scurrius, which was correct.
Yeah.
I had low hopes. I wrote down birthday event. They did not announce an event. So birthday event, Easter, and Pride event. All three I got this wrong. I wrote Varlamore Part 1, which was correct. Another backlog quest is getting added, which was correct. We're actually getting 2, spoiler alert. And I wrote down Varlamore Part 2, which is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's actually, is there going to be 3 parts of Varlamore? Oh, the third part's later this year.
Okay.
I thought we'd get Coliseum announced. I thought that there was only 2 parts total. There's 3.
Yeah, there's 3.
What did you think?
I kind of made it easier for myself because I was just saying that there was going to be 4 things that
New.
were going to be old,
Yeah.
or that we already knew or were old, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We do have 4 things that are old.
Okay, well, by your criteria,
Um,
we shouldn't get into it too much.
yeah, well, we'll get into it, but anyways,
It's in the air. For me, I consider it new. Robert considers it old.
yeah, I do, but yeah.
Which is fair.
Anyways, we'll, I guess, just stop beating around the bush and we'll get into the actual roadmap reveal. And you can check this out. We'll have the links as always.
Yeah.
So you can see all of these stuff because they have a pretty comprehensive breakdown of each of the things. Not a ton of detail, obviously, because a lot of these are still quite a ways away. But they have some general bullet points for what they will be.
So we could just maybe go over the roadmap, the bullet points, and then go a little bit more into detail in the actual post.
I mean, maybe a lot of the posts do have just kind of like repetitive stuff, but
Okay.
we can like look into it.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't read the post because I was working on my Scurrius video all day.
Yeah. Speaking of Scurrius, that was the first update on the roadmap reveal. So Scurrius the Rat King came out in January 24th.
It's already June. Can you imagine?
Yeah, which is today. So yeah, so it came out today. Pretty cool. It's an entry level PVM boss is what they're naming it essentially. And it has 3 new weapons. It has a bow. Does it have a bow?
I don't remember.
Well,
I didn't think we were gonna. We'll read it. We'll read in the detail after the update.
Yeah, we'll read in detail after we
don't put this
after we get through the roadmap because that is, like I said, this week's update. So we're not going to be covering it all the way yet. But so we have the 3 new weapons, and then we have it's
the new best trading method.
Yeah, it's the new best combat method early on, and a new pet.
Yeah, a little rat bastard. I want him.
Yeah, so a little rat guy you can have as your son.
Oh my god, I'm gonna take him tonight or this week. I'm gonna live there in the sewers.
Nice.
Like I should.
You're gonna live in the sewers like a little rat.
A little rat.
Okay. And then something that I kind of like half expected. I expected them to like do more stuff that was old. Backlog stuff. I just didn't know what it was going to be. And so this is the first of that, being Defender of Varrock.
Yeah, so this is going to be a backlogged quest. So this is one of the reasons that I was correct. Not what I thought either. I've never heard of this quest before. The other quest I have heard of.
Yeah.
But it says that it's going to be expanding on the Majorat story. There will be armored zombies and community decided rewards.
Yeah, so I'll briefly go over, and part of the poll questions for Defender of Varrock is whether you want the armored zombies, which are going to be higher level zombies, to have unique drops.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah, like a unique item, like a weapon or something like that.
I mean, that'd be cool for Slayer tasks for zombies.
Yeah,
mix it up a little.
They said it would be aimed at mid to lower level accounts, so it's not going to be like best in slot or anything, but it's maybe something you would want as a reward to be able to farm after the quest.
It's kind of like Warp Scepter was just added.
Yeah.
Where most people aren't going to use it, but the people who are going to use it will probably like it.
Yeah, exactly. And for each of these things we're going over, they do have a poll for pretty much all of
Yeah,
them.
it's their giga poll going right now.
Yeah, so
That's what they
like
call it.
the weapon is tentatively going to be called the zombie axe, and it's going to be around 60 attack requirement.
Okay.
So if it does get past, well, if the yeah, so the quest is gonna probably come out. So that's the question number one.
If we vote yes.
If we vote yes, and then question number two is if it does get added, do you want a new item to come with it? Probably a weapon.
Cool. It's like how we did the Soul Reaper, but weak.
Yeah, exactly. So this is supposed to be an item that sits between the D-Sim and the whip.
Oh, that's actually kind of like a nice little area.
Yeah, exactly. There's really not much there, so
Yeah.
maybe that could be good. But
Yeah, if your Slayer's lower, that would work.
yeah, like we said, this is a quest that came over from the old RuneScape, old RuneScape, and it does have some requirements. Tentatively, you'd have to do up to DS1 being the highest requirement, with 55 smithing and 52 hunter, so fairly low requirements overall.
Also the rewards should we go over? Because I think that they're kind of cool.
For
The quest.
oh yeah, some smithing and hunter XP.
15,000 hunter
Yeah.
and smithing XP, which is nice because those are two things I need for 99.
Yeah,
So I'm happy
I
about
don't
those.
think the
personally.
15,000 of each would make that big a
Bro,
difference for you.
15,000 smithing is more than I've gone in the last 6 months, probably.
Yeah, which is crazy because that's like, I don't know, 5 inventories.
I don't want to go there. I feel strongly of this. I don't want to go there.
All right. Well, somewhere you also wouldn't want to go is the next update, which is going to be for the wilderness.
Yeah, so this is a wilderness. Was it low level or mid level?
It is lower level focused.
Wilderness stuff. So they are going to rejuvenate the Chaos Temple, add some multi-combat hotspot, new rewards, including a chivalry scroll, and content for all builds.
Yeah, and both of these are supposed to, the quest as well as the wilderness update are supposed to be aimed for around spring of this year.
Yes.
So in the next few months, hopefully these will actually start to be voted on, at least, you know.
No, the voting's begun. The voting's going on right now.
Yeah,
For
but
everything.
I mean,
That's why it's called the Giga Poll.
I know, but I mean, I don't know how much I trust that they're gonna come out with both of these.
Yeah. Just a note though, the Chaos Temple is different from the Chaos Altar. They're not changing the Chaos Altar.
Dude, that being said, they are also planning on changing the Chaos Altar.
Are they?
Or no, never mind.
Robert just got confused by the exact thing I said.
No, sorry, because I was reading earlier. They were talking about the altar, I think. Well, I was reading about the altar.
Okay.
But no. So their main concern is that a lot of combat happens between 20 and 40 wilderness, which leaves out a lot of unique accounts or lower level accounts.
Yeah.
So they were thinking about pretty much, like you said, rejuvenating the Chaos Temple, which for anyone that doesn't know, that's where you get the Chaos Rope top and bottoms, as well as the enemies, which just teleport you around like a million times.
I've only gone there for a clue scroll, I think.
Yeah.
That's
it. Yeah, it's honestly just a okay place at best. I think people go there for
Clue scrolls.
clue scrolls or for like
Their
Slayer
rings.
tasks.
Yeah. Oh, they are a Slayer task, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't really know too many people that go there, but anyways, this is one of those Chaos temples that are full of Chaos Druids, the chaps in red robes who teleport you all over the place as you're running by, spanning through roughly level 9 through 14 wilderness. These pesky Druids have been wreaking havoc unopposed for far too long. So, fortunately, we received word from our scouts that a ship full of undead pirates
It's kind of random.
is due to crash upon the wilderness eastern shore, and the Chaos Temple seems to be the perfect destination for their looting spree to begin.
I know we need something, but like undead pirates at this temple are so random.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I would think I would have preferred like a monster, like an animalish monster, maybe even.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They go on to say that these pesky pirates sport a relatively tight loot table and should prove quick to kill, allowing you to build up consistent profit over time that isn't overly reliant on uniques, so that you're constantly or so that you're constantly assessing whether or not it's time to make a swift exit or to stick it out for more GP.
I always stick it out and then get PK'd.
Yeah, of course.
Me at Vedion.
So rather than the multi-combat bosses like Venenatis or Callisto, where, you know, there's every chance for interruptions each kill, these fellows won't put up much of a fight. The expectation is that you absolutely shred through them and be able to rack up bountiful booty with ease.
Just assassinate them immediately.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah,
Why?
essentially the point is to kind of make a
Make people go to the wilderness?
like a PKing hotspot, like, and for lower level accounts to actually be able to use the wilderness, because I mean, what is it like? You're gonna go to the Rev Caves or you're gonna go to a boss.
Yeah.
So I mean,
it's in a new place.
Yeah, so potentially it'll be cool whether you're looking to fight back and hope to avoid a group of players, get involved in some clan versus clan action, tank your way to a single combat zone to the east or the west, or even tank all the way down to the ditch. Yeah, hopefully they'll have something for everyone. But yeah, so because this is going to be a multi-combat zone for anyone that didn't get that, what I just said.
I mean, I guess it makes sense because like right now, if you want to learn how to do it and you're low level, you just have to hope you stumble upon someone while they're running to a boss or something. Like you can't even get that far if you're low level.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It's just kind of niche, but that's fine.
Yeah, and they do say that some of their justification is typically anybody looking to PK below level 30 wildy is outright required to use the standard spellbook the whole time or make use of the magic skill cape for a spellbook swap. This isn't the end of the world, but it does diminish your options a little if you're someone who enjoys using magic. By giving the Elder Chaos Druids teleblock,
whoa,
yeah, kind of crazy. We open up new options for people looking to PvP, like looking for massive Venge stacks on their Zerkers, or perhaps tanking to a single-way combat zone and using Ancients for no-honor pure fights, which have been solely absent from the Wilderness content for these players. So, to quickly recap, they even have this in a recap, Undead Pirates have descended upon the Chaos Temple, and they're locked in combat with the Druids in a multi-combat mosh pit. Killing the pirates will reward you with some PvP-oriented uniques, or wilderness or PvP-oriented uniques. More on those in just a second. And consistent loot from the prosperous plunder, letting you amass wealth over time while weighing up whether you want to stick it out or to leave.
Okay, so it better be worth at least a little bit to make it worthwhile for people to want to go there, I guess.
Especially getting teleblocked. Because, yeah, they say
it's weird.
The Elder Druids will teleblock you, opening up all types of account builds, allowing you to, you know, come here with Pures or Zerker type accounts is what their goal is going to be. I don't know exactly how it's going to work.
Close to the ditch. So presumably you just run to the ditch.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. They do say that while it in itself is multi-combat and will likely see the Pirate Slayer fighting the solo PK and then the smaller groups of friends, bigger groups of friends, clans versus clans, so they want to pretty much see everyone there.
Yeah.
It's, I guess, I don't know, I wonder if it'll work that way.
I think it will not be the most exciting place, but like people who are low level, like if they want to get a PKing, it's really just up to chance hoping you run to someone in lower level wildy. So
yeah, I
think that early accounts will go here to make money for sure, and like probably for Slayer too. It's just you won't be making as much as if you were in the Rev Caves PKing someone, of course.
Yeah, and for anyone that is a wilderness enjoyer, let us know if this is actually a good update.
Yeah, we're just guessing.
Right after this was announced, there were a few people saying that none of the mods know how to PK or what the PK community likes.
Someone said that in our Discord.
So I do wonder if who's right, like whether that person just only PKs in an area that isn't related to this, or whether the mods just actually don't know anything.
Yeah.
One interesting thing, though, that a lot of people have been talking about, regardless of whether they like it or not, is the Chivalry Prayer Scroll.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah. So this was
everyone's favorite prayer, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. I mean,
I just use on accident sometimes.
This would be a really big buff for Pures and Zerkers, which is what they're targeting, because obviously they don't have access to it. So this first proposal is built with those people in mind. Chivalry, of course, isn't anything new. Currently, Chivalry sees little use, requiring 60 prayer and 65 defense, as well as completing King's Ransom Night Waves. This prayer provides a boost to defense, strength, and attack all in one, offering 5% more defense and 3% more attack and strength than the Steel Skin, Ultimate Strength, and Incredible Reflexes combined. In essence, it's a weaker version of Piety. We all know this, okay? I'm not going to go over that.
That's how I think of it.
As mentioned,
Piety I've never used.
Yeah, like if you have access to Chivalry, normally you're just going to get Piety.
Yeah.
But we'd like players to be able to obtain the Prayer Scroll that would provide an alternative means to unlock Chivalry. We're not touching Piety, only Chivalry, and which would allow them to use Chivalry when read. So long as they're willing to obtain the scroll as a drop or buy it from another player, and they've got a couple aims of motivation. So they say, as mentioned, Chivalry sees little to no use. This gives the prayer a place in the prayer book, and still gives players the freedom to unlock Chivalry via the conventional means. This unlock gives lower players, so they're thinking 40 to 100 combat, access to a slightly improved chance against players who have things like Piety or Rigor or Augury.
Slightly improved chance, as in you probably still gonna die.
Probably.
But you have a fighting chance.
Maybe you have a 5% more
Maybe
chance.
you're just a better PKer, though.
Yeah. Anyways, these lower level builds haven't had any meaningful prayer-based meta shakeups since the inception of OS, and in the light of Ruinous Powers rather being shelved, this helps out a little bit. It's not going to fix everything, but yeah, I guess they just hope it shakes things up.
Yeah. I mean, because don't you get Piety from the same place as Chivalry?
The same exact place.
So there's no reason to not just continue going and grind out Piety.
Yeah, once you have
your lower level.
That's what I was saying. Once you have Chivalry, you have Piety.
Yeah, unless you're one of these people who doesn't want to get higher defense.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's the same requirement, so.
Oh, is it?
Well, yeah.
Weird.
You're not gonna. I mean, I think it's higher prayer, but the main problem is defense.
Yeah.
Like Zerkers and Peers aren't gonna have defense.
Okay, true.
They do say, lastly, ultimately, the offensive improvement for the builds with lower defenses are marginal, only at 3% more strength and no difference in attack. And finally, consolidating 3 prayers into one makes it easier to use and pilot your player in PvP experiences. Because I don't know about you, but I don't like clicking 4 prayers.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm okay.
That was Ruinous Powers whenever I was getting used to it.
Yeah.
Just clicking so many things. This next part is interesting. So, Adamant Seeds. Remember those 40 Mithril Seeds you guys reward for Legends Quest? If you're not experienced in PvP, or if you're me until like 3 months ago, you might not know that these actually have an interesting use for PKers, or PvP in general. So unplanted Mithril Seeds sprout a lovely crop of flowers, but more importantly, they move the player who planted them 1 tile westward, even if you're frozen. I need to start getting these for whenever I'm like trying LMS. Wait, you can't bring it to LMS.
No, you can't.
In PvP scenarios, this could be a great way to get yourself behind an obstacle and break line of sight and frozen so you can log out, or it might push you out from underneath the player who's trying to log out on top of you while you're frozen. They add some spice and variety into the mix for securing or denying an escape, but they can be a little predictable. So with that, we are going to be introducing Adamant Seeds. These are the same as Mithril Seeds, except for they move the players east. Are you going to go left or right or not at all? It's impossible to know. There's so many possibilities. So it adds...
So silly, dude.
It adds a little bit of variety to the mix. So people aren't going to know that you're immediately going west or which way. Just like Mithril Seeds, these would be consumed on use. So we'd hope to see them hold a nice value and help the consistent loot side of things. It's been over 20 years since the addition of Mithril Seeds, so we'll see you all in 2044 for Runite Seeds. Will they move you north, south, diagonally, or in an L movement? Only time will tell.
Yeah, they just turn you into a knight from chess.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I think that was actually kind of cool. I mean, I don't use it, but I do think it's like slightly more exciting. You don't know where people are going to go.
Yeah.
I'm not a PvPer. I don't know.
I think it sounds cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
I hope it looks the same.
Yeah.
It has to look the same so they don't know. They're just like flowers. Oh my god.
Well, I think
east.
Yeah, I was like, I think they would know once they start moving.
Shut up.
Something that they wouldn't know is if you have the blip blocking scroll.
Remember them talking about this.
I don't think they did.
Oh, okay.
So cast your mind back to earlier in the news post where we spoke about
Oh, yeah.
the aggravating teleport you all over the place and there's nothing you can do about it abilities of the Elder Chaos Druids. Really annoying. If you're not ventured to the Chaos Temple in the past, you might have encountered the same thing while fighting abyssal demons, which do the exact same thing.
Yeah, kind of annoying.
Although definitely less. In their ongoing arms race, the undead pirates have been hard at work trying to gain an edge over their chaotic enemies and have now figured how to block this teleporting effect.
Some really smart zombies.
Honestly.
They're literally just zombies.
And they're pirates, like they're not even educated.
They're like scientists coming up with it.
Maybe they are educated.
Yeah, very ignorant.
Wow,
to assume
PhD zombie pirates.
Zombies.
Conveniently, they've written down what they know on a scroll, and well, you can take it.
The zombies right notes.
Yes. So this would be a reasonably rare scroll from the zombies that blocks the teleporting powers of the Elder Chaos Druids and improve your pirate slaying experience. We're not sure at the stage whether we think this effect also blocks out Abbey demons, but
I think that might be a little too good, potentially, because you
Yeah.
go there for the whip, and the whip is just really...
they do say it might inadvertently buff Slayer a little too much, so they're not sure about that. But anyways, just like the other rewards in this section, the scroll is something where envisioning would be consumed on use, so you'd have to use it and then lose it and then get another one if you have to go back.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. And next up on the roadmap, this is actually not next up. Don't read this. Click
Yeah,
through.
I was like,
It's two different blogs.
What are you talking about?
Behind the scenes, I was like moving my hand up to be like, don't scroll.
Anyways,
They combine two blogs together.
yeah, the second blog is something we will talk about in just a minute, but
Probably actually tomorrow for us.
yeah, we will not go over at the moment. But anyways, those are the two updates listed for spring. And then
This
next,
is also spring, so I don't know why they put it in the middle.
yeah, maybe they think that this date specifically is the one date that's in between spring and summer.
No, I think it's just because it's the most exciting one. But
Yeah.
that is the part 1 of Varlamore.
All right, so jumping right into March 20th, Varlamore, like you said, City of Civitas Illifortis.
Yes, this is part 1 of the Varlamore expansion.
Yeah, there's going to be 3 in total.
And this is our second day recording this episode, so if we just settle this, no, we didn't.
Oh, I don't think we did.
I don't think we did, but I was thinking about how funny it'd be if we said it twice.
Yeah, either way, now you really know. The Fortis Coliseum will also be joining us on that day, or hopefully. That's the for anyone that doesn't know, that's the PVM challenge.
What? I didn't think that we were getting... I thought the Fortis Coliseum was coming in the summer one. What? That's so soon.
Yeah, Civitas Illifortis and the Fortis Coliseum.
Wow, I guess I skipped over it when I was reading.
Yeah. Additionally to that, for anyone that doesn't know what the Fortis Coliseum is, that is going to be the wave-based arena similar to the Fight Caves or Inferno. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what the rewards. Well, we actually know what the rewards are going to be.
Yeah,
We
the
already
best
voted
in
on.
slot new assembler.
Yeah.
And also, it's going to be a little bit different in that supposedly every time will be like kind of randomized.
Yeah.
It's not going to be identical every time. It's not going to be like Fight Caves.
Yeah, it's not going to be
That's what I'm
exactly
saying.
like the Fight Caves. And
Yeah.
there's going to be a rating system as well. So there's going to be a little bit
You
of
said
differences.
reading. I was like, what?
No, rating.
Ting.
Yeah. Also, alongside that, though, we are getting the Hunter Guild. And this is
That's
pretty exciting because this includes capybaras.
they're so cute. We were
Yeah.
really excited whenever we saw that in the videos.
Yeah, it's really cool.
They're so cute.
There's also a bunch of other stuff that's going to be coming with the Hunter Guild as well.
But that's
and-
the main thing, right?
Yeah, that's the main thing. No, we'll briefly go over that in a second. Also, we have Camtorum, which is the new dwarf city. Pretty cool. And honestly, we didn't get too many looks at that, but we also have a new quest line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Perilous Moons, the dungeon's going to come out too.
Yes, that is the quest lines.
He was too excited about the capybara.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, there it is. They listed it there. I just did not see it.
Right over it.
Yeah, I thought that was just a very long sentence.
That's okay. You're just so excited about the cappies, you literally can't see anything else.
Yeah, and also they have a full breakdown of the entire Varlamore Part 1 that we can briefly go over, and this actually shows you what Varlamore is going to look like.
It looks really cool. I'm excited.
Very large city. It looks like
It's
about
huge.
the size of Falador or something like that.
Oh, the city itself?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you meant the entire region. I was like, definitely bigger than Falador.
I think the entire region looks like the size of Feldip Hills, and then you add Falador to it.
Actually, I could see that. That's
Yeah.
pretty spot on.
I
I
mean,
was
if I
thinking
had to guess.
like Corinne, the area where like the farming guild is and stuff, like the Kebos area. It reminds me of like that size.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't
Either
know the
way,
map much.
it is fairly large, but like not super large.
Not as big as the entirety of Corinne that has a bunch of empty space.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
surely this will too.
And it does have has a port. It has the city as well as mountains, the Hunters Guild. So there's a bunch of stuff to go look at, as well as the underground area, even lakes. So there's plenty of stuff to look at.
I'm excited.
Yeah, and like we said, there are going to be quests for this particular region. In the first release, you'll be able to get stuck into 2 quests. One has already been released, so make sure to go and complete Children of the Sun if you haven't already.
Yeah, I made a quick little guide on that, but it is a novice quest, so you could probably do it even without.
And that's going to be required to access Varlamore, so make sure to do it before it comes out if you want to be able to join right away.
Yeah, otherwise you're probably gonna be annoyed.
Yes. And they do mention that this is not going to be an epic multi-year quest line like the Elves or the Majorat or anything like that. It's really
like a
not
little
supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the second quest will continue the story as soon as you can access the city of Civitas Illa Fortis.
Yay.
Yeah, and this will be an intermediate quest with an appropriate reward, so nothing too crazy as well.
Cool. Except for that, actually. Next is the Fortis Coliseum, which for some reason I'm crazy and didn't think it was going to be happening this soon.
It is.
It just feels so soon.
Yeah, it is the new wave-based PvM minigame.
Yeah. So this is going to be on the southeastern shore. It's the crown jewel and capital city, Civita Illis Fortis. The shining city has many claims to fame, but towering above them all is the city's defining feature, the Fortis Coliseum.
Wow, that was really cool.
So yeah, PVM mini game. Those of you who don't have Fire Cape should be able to get your feet wet in the early rounds, but as the waves progress, you can expect combinations of enemies that will test the skills of even the most seasoned combatants.
That makes me think that in order to get Dazana's Quiver, the new best in slot cape, you're probably just gonna have to have the same skill level as
Inferno.
as a fire cape. They say fire cape, not a lava cape.
Well, they
Or,
say, yeah, I mean, they say that you only get your feet wet in the early rounds if you have a Fire Cape. So that means that if you have a Fire Cape, you're not going to be good enough.
Really?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying?
spicy.
Those of you who own
There's a chance I misread
should
that.
be able to get your feet. Oh, okay.
There's a big chance I misread it.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be. I'm probably not gonna be able to get this for a while.
I honestly don't. The thing is, it's not so good. But that being said, the Inferno cape honestly isn't so good. So I don't know, maybe.
What do you mean so good? Like its stats?
Yeah, like
Oh, I thought you meant like the challenge.
no, I meant like I was kind of thinking like Dazana's Quiver isn't like crazy good,
It's just a direct
but
upgrade.
I guess yeah, the Inferno cape isn't like crazy good. But
Yeah, I mean, it's like one, it's just a status symbol, low key, just to show you know how to do it. And the second one is that it's once you get like later game, it's really all like min maxing, you know,
Yeah.
just doing the slightest upgrades because, I mean, why not? So
Yeah.
you have all the in game stuff.
For anyone that didn't know, also Dazana's Quiver is only a +1 strength and 10 accuracy.
Something like
So-
I said, min maxing.
Yeah, I guess so. It is better.
Yeah, they do say that unlike other wave-based minigames, as the difficulty increases, so too do the stakes. After each wave at the Forest Coliseum, you'll be offered a choice. You can either leave with the loot that you have or risk it all in the next battle. So that makes it a little bit more risky. I mean, this reminds me of whenever it was like Ruinous Powers, you know, they're talking about give and take more, like a lot more.
Yeah.
It's never like directly good things. I don't know. But they want the Forest Coliseum to feel less like a one and done milestone, like Inferno, and more something you're excited to improve at over time. Some randomizing of enemy spawn locations, even slight variations on the enemies you'll encounter, ensure that there's plenty of variety. But there's something else that will keep the crowd screaming for more.
It's your dead body.
No, I mean potentially. So no 2 Coliseum runs will be the same. Between waves, you'll be asked between. Oh, I forgot about this. Between waves, you'll be asked to choose between a number of modifiers that will swing the odds against you and empower your opponents. If you plan to go all the way, you'll need to juggle the increasingly tricky waves and your chosen modifiers. Though trickier modifiers often result in greater glory gains, which is the ratings that he was talking about.
Yep. It's literally called Glory.
Yeah. So basically they're like invocations in TOA that you're just gonna have you picking as you go through, and It's gonna make it a little spicy. I'm sure that within a few weeks there'll be a meta of everyone's like, if you get these choices, you have to take it.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm really curious to see like if it's possible to even directly copy someone or how it's gonna go.
Yeah, I wonder how random it'll be.
I hope it's pretty random. That'd make it more exciting. It would make it definitely harder to learn though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. I was like walking around my work with one of my coworkers, like I think even yesterday, and there's like these like semi-tall like plants that have like they kind of look like reeds, and he like touched one. He's like, "Oh, this reminds me of Gladiator."
You should have been like, this reminds me of the Fortis Coliseum.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe they play RuneScape. Let's find out.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, this 55-year-old man plays
It's gonna
RuneScape.
be me at 55, probably.
Yeah, maybe.
I'd be like, still trying to get this Scurry pet. By the way, did not get it last night in stream.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunately.
Surely today.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, as you go and do more waves, you find yourself handsomely rewarded. Of course, higher waves offer greater loot and with the opportunity to earn some unique rewards for especially impressive performances. So that's, I'm assuming, referring to the Dizana's quiver? Dizana?
I don't think there's a correct way to say something made up.
Yeah, but into the quiver. I hate the word.
Yeah, so Dizana's
Quivered with
quiver.
anticipation.
Who is asking you to say that? Is an untradeable, chargeable, and corruptible cape slot offering, boasting higher offensive bonuses than the Ava's Assembler, and particularly unique effects. So you will be able to hold at least 2 types of ammo, automatically selecting whatever applies to your current weapon, whether that be a bolt or an arrow. You'll be able to earn one of these by making it all the way to the end of the Coliseum run, so they confirmed you have to beat the entire Coliseum in order to actually get it. When charged, ammo fired from the quiver, meaning bolts and arrows exclusively, so no darts for your blowpipe or anything like that, they will gain +1 range strength and 10 range accuracy. And these charged numbers are indicated in brackets, so it'll still be +18 attack accuracy and +3 range strength if you're using the uncharged version.
Yeah, which I don't know that for sure, but I'm assuming this is still an upgrade to the assembler.
Yeah,
because you have to do Coliseum.
I'd have to double check, but
yeah.
It probably is either way.
Yeah.
But it is definitely an upgrade if you decide to charge it.
Definitely.
And I don't know why you wouldn't decide to charge it, because you get the currency from the Gladiator arena.
You probably need a lot of currency, like a lot of grinding it. Even if not to the end, it's nice because it's like Toggle, it seems like, where you get it even if you fail.
Yeah,
so
but
that's cool.
The thing is, I don't think it requires a lot because you use it for a lot of different things.
Then why?
And you can buy it, I'm pretty sure.
Well, maybe you need a lot to make it corruptible then.
Yeah, if I had to guess, you probably need like many thousands to corrupt it.
Because I was like, why wouldn't you? That's a good point.
Yeah, like I think honestly, like early on, maybe Ironman would struggle being able to afford everything because you don't have so much. But I think over a week or two, you probably should have enough to just permanently charge it.
Probably. I also wonder. So we're gonna get like new runes. Spoiler alert! If you didn't know about that. I wonder, and they also definitely could have said this, if you're going to be able to, like, maybe break down the runes for extra, like, glory.
No, in order to...
Oh, because you don't use the glory to make those.
In order to make the runes, you need the thing that uses charges, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking if it could be, like, crystal shards, where you could break down stuff to take crystal shards.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Obviously, I don't know.
I'm just trying to think if there's a way to cheese it as a main and corrupt it faster, like you can with Bofa.
I'm kind of just like skipping down to the Sunfire runes. They even say that you can make Sunfire runes by using Sunfire Splinters and Rune Essence. So Sunfire Splinters are the new thing that you use to charge all of the weapons as well as the runes. So I'm guessing you should get a lot of it, but we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, they compare it to Phantom Muspa's Ancient Essence, which I feel like isn't too hard to get, so...
Yeah,
hopefully.
I don't recall if you can buy this or not, like, off the GE. I'm not sure. But,
probably not, I'd guess.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
But I don't know if Ancient Essence is either. I don't know.
Yeah, either way, that's it for Dizana's Quiver, and we have another new weapon.
The Glaive of Raylos. This is talking about throwing glaives, just to be... specific about it. So this is a one-handed chargeable thrown weapon in a brand new weapon category, which bounces back to you after each hit. So much like a little boomerang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Side note, I want to understand why boomerangs come back to you. I should look that up.
I don't know.
I thought you said they don't, and I was like, don't they?
I don't think they do. You know, it's just a myth.
I've
It's
never
just
had
an
one.
urban legend.
Any Australians? Well, Australia's not real either. That's also a myth.
Yeah, just like birds.
What's a bird? So uncharged, you throw it out, hit your enemy between 0 and 75% of your maximum hit, and have it returned to you. If you have infinite ammo, sounds neat, but only 75% damage. What gives? So when you charge this, that's when it really becomes like more intense. Its sharp edges will slice and dice for 2 hit spots. Each splat rolls its own accuracy and damage, where the damage rolls between 0 and 75% of your max hit. As fun as the thematics are, we've also got cherry on top to make sure your time spending obtaining one of these bad boys is worthwhile. So for 50% of its special attack energy, successful hit spots will drain the target's defense level by 10% of their magic level. So it's like a little thrown dragon warhammer kind of.
Yeah, little BGS action from range.
But yeah, that is it for the Glaive of Raylos.
Yeah.
I'm still not confident how to say that.
It's 75 range requirement as well, so pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is the new updated version from the buff increase we voted on earlier this year.
Yeah, it was, they were originally going to do 0 to 50% of your maximum hit. And then they were like, this doesn't make sense. That's not good.
Yeah.
Apparently you can successfully hit and still hit a 0. So it makes it a little trickier.
Yeah, that's
Still
I
weird.
think that's always been a thing.
Yeah.
Also, this reminded me of someone mentioned that we often like correct each other on the podcast.
Someone replied on the podcast on Spotify.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say I hope you do like the episodes, but I'm not sorry. Mostly just because I don't like being wrong, and I like when people correct me when I am wrong.
I'm delusional and I don't mind when I'm wrong. So whenever he corrects me, I cry inside. But yeah, we are definitely little correctors.
Yeah.
I've noticed, like, now that I'm very aware of it since I read that, and now anytime that we correct each other, I'm like, oh my god, they're right. We do this a lot.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
well.
just how we talk. But you know, we'll try.
Also, it's like really easy for the RuneScape community to like straight up like just call you out for pretty much being wrong about anything.
The reason that we do correct each other so often is because we got a scathing 1-star review on Apple Podcasts talking about how we get stuff wrong so much. True. So now anytime that I even think we have something wrong, I'm just like, wait, because I'm paranoid. So thank you for being nice about it though, because the other person wasn't that nice.
Anyways, though, that just reminded me of that. Moving on to the new armor that's also coming from the arena. We have the Sunfire Fanatic armor. This is the armor that they weren't going to make exactly like Proselyte. Then everyone's like, wait,
why not?
We want the armor to be exactly like Proselyte. And so that's what they're doing.
So we're getting exactly like Proselyte.
Yeah, so Sunfire Fanatic armor is effectively Proselyte armor with bigger numbers, and that is exactly what they typed. That's pretty much it. Seriously though, Proselyte has been the go-to prayer bonus armor since 2006, and spilling blood to sustain an enigmatic sun god in an ancient coliseum feels like a fitting spot to earn some gear that brings you a little closer to the divine.
I didn't think about how like theme-wise that actually is pretty like hardcore. It's a good way.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Each piece of the tradable Sunfire Fanatic set requires 60 prayer and 40 defense. And yeah, it gives you +2 prayer bonus over Proselyte. So
each item.
Yeah. Oh wait, is that each item?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, each piece boasting +2 prayer over its Proselyte equivalent.
Sorry, new person, we're doing it again. Can't help it.
I mean, that's I didn't even read that, so
it's okay.
I don't even know if that's like a correction. So we have 6 prayer on the helmet, 10 on the body, and 8 on the legs. So overall, that's a lot of prayer.
Have we seen what this looks like anywhere?
I
thought these pictures. It might have been.
I think there's a concept art.
Yeah, because I want to see this because I'm just not imagining something so cool for some reason.
Yeah, I think they have some concept art in the previous blogs that they just don't have here.
True, they might have included in the Winter Summit too, and I'm just not remembering. There was so much of the Winter Summit; it was like hard to even keep track.
Yeah. Either way, this is a lot of prayer. I mean, six prayer more than before. I mean, that in combination with things like Ring of the Gods, sandals, gloves, dragon bone necklace. You're probably going to get to close or over 50 prayer. I'm not going to do the math, but it's going to be
Varrock Sentinels forever.
It's going to be really high. So, and that's not including weapon prayer bonuses. So
sucks because I don't think I own Proselyte yet, and I know it's gone up since Winter Summit.
You don't own Proselyte?
Wait.
Proselyte only costs like 20,000 GP.
Something. Okay, I'm thinking something else. What's the other? Never mind. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me.
Either way,
There's something else that they mentioned that went up.
shout out to anyone that doesn't have Proselyte. You can just go get it from the guy in Falador.
I'm thinking of something else, okay?
Yeah, just do that and don't spend more than like 30K on the entire set.
I totally forgot you could get from him though, and I just get from the GE and sell it a lot.
Yeah, most people do that.
Because I die within the wilderness all the time.
Yeah, you could just buy like the boxed set of Proselyte gear. I think that's what most people do nowadays. Anyways, though, Sunfire Splinters, we kind of already went that.
Yes, we did.
And then we have Sunfire Runes.
Yeah, so as we mentioned, you'll be making these by combining the Sunfire Splinters with Rune Essence and regular fire runes at the new Sunfire Altar, which will be found in Varlamore. This altar will be visually distinct from the rune altars that we're used to and reflects the unique way of Varlamorians and players alike will interact with it. I don't know. I just can't imagine like what's going to be so different about it, but I'm excited to see because, I mean, just all the videos of Varlamore so far, it looks like very pretty.
Yeah.
So I think it'll look nice, hopefully. The number of Sunfire runes crafted per essence will scale with your rune crafting level in much the same way as crafting multiple runes at once does currently. So just like lava runes, Sunfire runes will count as fire runes when you cast spells. But whenever you consume one, that spell will gain a 10% minimum hit. As a brief note, we anticipate that hovering over a fire spell with the Sunfire runes in your inventory would clearly show that you'd be using Sunfire as opposed to boring old fire runes. So that sounds like they're making it so you won't accidentally be using it.
Yeah.
Which is like actually kind of nice.
Yeah, so it sounds like from what they're saying, it's not going to have... Actually, I guess it will end up looking exactly like how we currently have runes. It's going to be like at level 30 you get 2 runes per cast, and at level 40 rune crafting you get like 3 runes per craft.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's funny because like I didn't think about it, but that's how it normally works. But
that's how it is for a lot of the diary ones, including like rune crafting in them. Like you have to get 91 to make like 3 times the amount of air runes and stuff like that.
Like it's funny because like when they said it, I imagined it as like a scaling like kind of bar that goes up, like from 1 all the way up to 5 per craft or whatever. But I guess that's kind of just how it normally is. I just never thought about it.
I think until I go and do diaries, I never thought about that either. And I was like, wait, you make more later?
Yeah.
I'm just leveling. I don't know why I'm there.
And also, I think I have an answer for our previous not understanding is it does say under the Sunfire Splinters paragraph, it says that these will allow you to, charge things. But it does say specifically that because it has interactions with various other items, it'll make it a consistent source of profit
so it's
for anybody taking on the Colosseum. So yeah, it should be tradable. So you can pretty much just immediately buy a corrupted Dazana's quiver if you have the quiver itself, because that itself is untradeable.
I was gonna say, wait, that's cool though, actually.
Yeah, and you can immediately start charging sun runes if that's what you feel like doing.
Perfect. I love that we don't read the full thing, we skip lines.
Well, it's nice because you get little surprises.
Yeah, little surprises, 20 minutes in, and we're like, hey, wait, going back a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So where was I? We hope that this boost will breathe. Oh, I skipped one. Hey, I did exactly what I said again. So additionally, you'll be able to combine Sunfire runes or dust with burnt pages to make searing pages, which would allow the Tome of Fire to provide the additional 10% minimum hit that Sunfire runes offer on their own. So extra hitting and saving inventory and cool stuff.
Yeah, so that'll be an increase to the minimum and an increase to the maximum because of the book.
That's pretty cool. We hope that this boost will breathe new life into the fire spells offered in the standard spellbook, especially in conjunction with weapons like the Harmonized Nightmare Staff. Again, we're thinking that the added damage consistency will help make those underloved options more attractive. So that is it on the Colosseum, Grand Colosseum, filled with never before seen enemies, etc., etc. And with that, we can move into the next part of Varlamore. This must be the biggest update of all the Summer Summit things.
Yeah, no, without a doubt.
I'm like, we're still only on the same date, and we have more sections to go through.
Yeah, I'll quickly get through Perilous Moons. This is the new quest that we mentioned previously, and this is going to be a quest that gives you access to the new Dwarven town as well as dungeon. So the town's called Camtorum, and it is going to be under, I'm guessing, all of Civitas Elafortis. They don't say exactly where, but if I had to guess, it's going to be also something that gives you access to new PVM content. As a mid-level player, it's going to be aimed at you. I think they said right around level like 60 to 80 combat, I think.
Basically same as Barrows Brothers, whatever that is.
Yeah, exactly whenever you think Barrows would be, and they do say combat level 75 or more, ideally. But obviously go whenever you want.
Definitely do lower for sure.
Yeah. Also, it's going to give you access to 3 new sets of armor down in the dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the 3 sets of armor are going to be like 3 different, they're actually brand new sets of armor from demi-bosses that we've never seen before. They actually, I think I recall, unless this was a wild dream, I think I recall them showing some of the combat of the bosses.
They might have during the Winter Summit.
And that's what I think I remember seeing.
So many videos playing that I also can't remember. I feel like they did. I know that they showed the armor. There's no pictures in this blog, but I know that they showed the armor for a little bit, and I was like, okay, that looks dope.
I think it might have just been like a glimpse of a few of the bosses because they are elemental related.
They did, because I remember thinking like, oh, that's what the outline is.
Yeah.
Can't remember what it looked like now because that was a week ago, but go watch the video if you want to get spoilers.
Yeah, anyways, there's going to be 3 entire new boss sets from each of these 3 bosses, and like I said, they all seem to have an elemental kind of
vibe.
Yeah, vibe to all the bosses. We're going to have the Blood Rager set, which is going to be the set that, you know, let's see, the special effect is called Bloodthirst. On successful hit, 33% chance for this weapon's next attack to happen 1 tick sooner. So,
cool.
Yeah, kind of your melee set. Then we have the Frost Moon set and the Eclipse set. So the Frost Moon set is going to be your mage set, but it's mage melee, so it's kind of weird.
It's like kind of combination things going on, which is interesting.
Yeah, so this one gives you a 10% chance for the next melee attack to not be affected by an action delay, and it has special attack on the weapon as well.
Why does low-key sound like the same as the first one, but worded differently?
It kind of does.
Right?
But also it has a set effect. When using an immobilizing spell, you have a 10% chance for the next melee attack with a spear to not be affected by action delay.
Cool, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of that's kind of funny how they word that.
Yeah.
Because the set effect kind of seems pretty much the same.
Oh my gosh, we are the sillies billies. We were reading special effects, and that's the set, and special attacks above that.
No, I know. Oh, they just list it twice.
We're calling the set effects their special effects, but they're not. Sorry, they're special attacks.
No, that's I was reading it as like the
special effects.
The effect. It just
they said attack.
Because they listed it twice, it seemed like they had like 2 set effects, and I was like, I don't remember having the 2 set effects
over and over like 7 times.
Yeah.
Like, by the way.
I was like, wait, that sounds like exactly like what I just said.
Yeah. So for the Blood Rager, it's special attack. You will sacrifice 10% of your current hit points to raise minimum maximum hit by 25%. If this hits, it has a 100% chance to trigger Bloodthirst, which is the 33% chance to happen 1 tick sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, you don't need to remember any of these numbers. You just need to know that the Blood Rager set is going to be your melee set. Your Frost Moon is going to be your mage melee set. And then the Eclipse set is going to be the new burn set. It's going to be the first ever set that has a burn effect on it.
It'll be ranged.
It will be ranged. So these are pretty cool. I'd recommend checking them out. You know how typically we don't like doing the numbers because they're really
saying numbers
confusing and forgettable. So if you are super curious about the numbers, they do have all the sets with the numbers, and I'd recommend checking them out.
Yes.
But that's going to be all for Camtorum. I mean, they have...
We say it like it was quick, but this is like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they have a lot of stuff a lot of paragraphs covering all of Camtorum if you're unfamiliar, but pretty much it's going to be a quest that takes you down there, and then you're going to have access to a dungeon, which is also in that area.
I'm really excited for the new Barrows Brothers. I keep forgetting what it's called, so I'm just going to call it that.
Yeah.
Perilous Moons. I think it's going to be really cool, and it's more mid-level PVM. So we just got Scurrius, and now we're getting this too. It seems like kind of fair, kind of deserved in my opinion, to be adding a bit more to the middle of the game.
Yeah, I think I like it. I think I've kind of been mentioning for a long time that it seems like one of the biggest lacking things in this game is early to mid game. Because
we've mentioned that so many times. We have strong feelings.
It's just not very good.
Yeah. I like do raids and stuff, but even I can appreciate like doing Scurrius. I'm like, this is great for like people in the middle of the game. Like what?
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's really cool to see. But moving on to the most important and most cool thing that we could see, the Hunter Guild. Strictly because of the capybaras.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Hunters Guild is going to come up with a few new different things. First being the Hunter's Rumors, which are very similar kind of to farming contracts. It's a little bit different. So you can have one rumor active at any time, and just like the Slayer Masters you're familiar with, each hunter at the bar in the hunting guild will have a different rumor, and they'll be suitable for different hunter levels. So you just go to them, and they'll tell you like basically what you have to do. Very much exactly the same as a farming contract, except for it seems like you could do them a lot faster. Farming contracts, like if you're growing a redwood, that takes like 3 days.
Well, I think of them more as they're Slayer Masters.
They are Slayer task. I don't know why I keep comparing it to farming contracts. They basically are Slayer task for hunting.
Yeah. For anyone that's maybe, you know, a more mid-level account, this does require 46 hunter
Oh, thank you for saying that.
to even begin trying it.
Yeah, there is a fourth tier for it, scales up, and that's 91 hunter. So once you've gotten your rumor to investigate, set off and prepare to hunt. So you are going to grab a special creature part to complete your rumor. The rare creature parts can be traded with the hunter you obtain the rumor from for a bonus XP drop and a loot sack of useful hunter goodies. If you're lucky, you might also get some Varlamore specific items you can use in other activities around the area. Quetzal whistles recharges, and your very own Quetzal pet, or a chance to obtain the new hunter skilling outfit, which has increased rates for hunting.
Yep.
But I'm still not sure how I feel about a pet from this.
From Hunter.
It's kind of weird. I don't know. I guess is it a skilling pet even? I don't know. It's weird.
Well, yeah, you have to do a skill to do it.
It'd be like if you're doing farming contracts and you open up the seed pack and you get Tangleroot.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
But I guess also when you're doing farming contracts, every plant you check has a chance of Tangleroot.
Yeah.
It's just weird that's at the end of it, I guess. But Hunter's like a weird skill in that there's not something you can't get a pet at any time, no matter what you're doing. So
Yeah. Honestly, the weirdest thing for me is that they're called rumors.
yeah,
And it's like, so do you just call them rumor points? Like, Slayer points sound kind of normal. Rumor points just sound weird.
Room reputation. I'm trying to think what's similar to
You're like, oh, I have 500 rumors. Like, I don't know.
what that means.
Doesn't sound bad. It just sounds kind of weird.
Yeah.
Anyways, we can move on to Quetzals, which for anyone that doesn't know, it's kind of like a pretzel.
Flying pretzel.
Yeah, so there's 3 tiers of Quetzal whistles, and Quetzals are giant birds.
Yeah, the Quetzal whistles are going to be used to call the birds to you, and you can travel with them similar to giant eagles.
Yes, you
But
can
actually,
make.
you'll probably really need these to teleport into Varlamore.
Yeah, because there is no other fast travels in Varlamore, as far as I understand.
It's literally like if they were forcing us to have to use the giant eagles. They're like, it's the only way into like TOA or something.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been cool because no one uses them for any reason. So, you're gonna have the ability to make basic, enhanced, well, basic, comma, enhanced, comma, perfected, Quetzal whistles, and these are gonna require basic wood, yew wood, and then redwood, respectively. And you can store up to 5 charges per whistle, with the enhanced version going up to 20. And like Michelle mentioned, these are going to allow you to fly around Varlamore much more easily.
I guess it's more similar to like Cardus Memoirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this next part, I totally forgot they even added to the game.
So we have new creatures. It's not all about the capybara, which I'm pretty sure is just decorative. I'm hoping that somewhere in here capybaras are mentioned. Don't think so. But we are going to be getting first moths randomly.
Moths. Yes.
Yeah. So just like butterflies, these creatures are trapped using a butterfly net in jar or with your own hands with the right level, and allow you to bestow buffs up to a random 3 players in a 3x3 radius around you with random effects that I won't be going over too much, but it's basically hit points and prayer points.
Yeah.
Don't want to get too numbery.
It's kind of crazy. I totally forgot they added this, but yeah, it'll buff you and 3 other players in 3x3, which is a really big radius.
With a moth.
Yeah, with a moth.
So
and
weird.
you are going to have 65 hunter for the super restore version of the moth, and 75 hunter for the
Prayer pot version of the moth.
well, I guess it's just a regular restore because it doesn't give you prayer, and then the second one is kind of like a
Prayer pot.
kind of like a prayer pot. So no actual super restores.
Yeah.
But anyways, both will give you health as well as those bonuses.
It's just so weird. The moth thing is weird.
Well, actually, not both. I totally lied. The first one will give you health as well as bonuses.
Second
And
one's
the
just
second
prayer.
one is just prayer.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting. I don't know. I wonder how that's going to work. I'm sure this is going to lead to some really weird metas.
It's
Where,
basically alting. You know, you have your alt there with like
oh,
tons of moths just standing outside of a boss, and you just keep like leaving and redoing your prayer.
and you know what this is going to bring rise to?
What? Bots?
Oh my gosh. It's going to be, all right, so have you joined the Moth CC? It's like, yeah. All right, well, you pay 2 mil an hour and this person will come and moth you.
Moth you?
It's like, what do you mean? It's like, oh, they'll come and make sure you don't run out of prayer or health. And
Yeah, bro, they'll moth you.
they have it down to a science. They're like, yeah, every 45.5 seconds, they'll sun moth you.
Mothed.
And then, every 87 seconds, they'll moon moth you.
So stupid.
And if you want the double moth treatment, that's 4 mil an hour.
You're so funny.
I'm not even, that's going to happen.
They probably will, but the way they said they're going to come moth you.
Yeah, it's literally going to happen.
Tell us about the next hunter creature.
You almost forgot. It says you can use these creatures in Hunter's Mixes, which is a tradable 2-dose AoE potion that has the same effect as moths, not moths.
Moths.
So if you don't just have the raw moth in your hand, you can crush it up and turn it into a potion, so you have more doses.
Personally, I hope that for the alting, it is raw moths because that seems funnier.
Raw moth is.
Yeah, moth is.
And
Yeah. Raw moth is flying around people.
Yeah. They finish by saying, not only do we want to extend this option to butterflies too to give them more utility, but we'd like to also change their mechanics to work just like moths.
Every once in a while I forget about butterflies and I'll be the hunter yell and I'm like, oh, what is this? I could catch this? And they'll catch it and be like, why did I do that?
I've never caught a butterfly.
They hang out in the farming guild. I don't think that there's a use to them. If there was, I didn't figure it out.
Yeah.
I just caught it and I was like, okay, never mind, and released it.
Anyways, for the sake of not going through every single thing they added to Hunter Guild, because it's a lot,
We'll
I'm
just
going
do
to
it quick.
quickly jump through the next 4.
All right, I'll let you go. Go, Queen.
So we have, similar to the 2 different moths, we have 2 different antelopes.
Can you come antelope me?
Yeah, so we have the sunlight and the moonlight antelope, exactly like the moths, and they will require 72 hunter and 91 hunter respectively. And the horns can be used to upgrade the hunter's crossbow and the sunlight hunter's crossbow and bolts for the upgraded version as well. While the moonlight horns can be crafted into stronger ammunition specifically for the sunlight crossbow, so it's just going to be the sunlight to upgrade your bow, and then the moonlight to upgrade the bolts for the bow.
So if you want me the most efficient, get both.
Yeah, there you go.
So you can't antelope each other. It's an individual effect.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can buy the antelope or the hunter crossbow potentially, so
Okay.
kind of. You're also going to get a Jerboa potentially.
That's you.
This is going to be a new 39 hunter box trap.
Little rat.
Yeah, little rat dude.
I love
him. You're going to use their tails to make hunter's spears.
Tense.
Speaking of tails, we have fennec foxes. These fluffy fellows can be caught in Varlamore with 57 hunter, and using a deadfall trap, they just simply drop regular stuff like meat and bones.
The tiniest little foxes, and you're just killing them in a hole in the ground.
Yep. And then we have the brand new top tier mountain salamander.
This one will be nice for all the CAs where you have to use salamander only. I'm waiting to do those till this is out.
It's going to be 7,980 attack range magic with a lot of slash range and strength, so you can use it for any combat style you want.
Cool.
And to quickly sum up the entire hunter meat that they're adding to the game, this is probably one of the coolest things they're adding, but it is
so let's speed us through it.
I'm quickly just going to let you know that they're adding new food to the game, which is really cool, and it heals you over time. So for instance, if you were to eat a tuna, you'd get 10 health, but if you ate the equivalent, which was barbed kebbit, then you'd get a total of 8 health plus 4 over time. So it'd be more health, but you do have to wait a few seconds. So overall, I think this is going to be pretty cool. On the top,
You're running around or between kills.
Actually, it's good that you mentioned that because at the top end, not only are you going to get more health than a shark for eating Dashing Kevet, but you'll also get extra run energy.
True.
10 run energy.
That's nice.
Yeah. And also another effect is you can get the ability to cure poison by simply eating some moonlight antelope meat.
That one's pretty big. I actually poison myself all the time.
Yeah, so really cool. A lot of these are going to be, I just imagine they're going to be very, very meta foods once they get unlocked. So I recommend checking them out if you are a high-end PvEer or PvPer.
These will not be immediately available though. You actually have to, I mean, you have to have the cooking unlocked. And to do that, you have to complete rumors. So low tier meats, you just get immediately if you access Varlamore. But the high tier meats, like the antelope that we talked about, you have to have 50 rumors done. So you have to grind rumors.
Or you could just buy them from people.
No, yeah. I'm assuming they will be tradable.
Yeah, and lastly, for the Hunter Guild, oh my gosh, there are so many changes.
He's trying to skip through. We're getting a new crossbow, pouches, hunter outfit, weapons, trap storage, implings.
And also an entire new hunter outfit.
That's what I said. I said it. Well, I said like a lot of things. Just go.
Okay. Anyways, though, yeah, I'd recommend checking any of that out. If you are a hunter enjoyer, there's a lot to go over. And we've already been over this before. So
yeah,
if you want to check the full list out, I'd check out the links down below.
I think we are a RuneScape podcast who goes over the updates. Like, get out of here.
There is so much to go over. This is literally like 7 patch notes worth of stuff.
Well, this is the biggest one, at least. Like, the other ones will seem like nothing compared to this.
It's funny because I thought you were saying the colossal worm was the biggest part of this entire thing.
The Varlamore is the biggest.
Yeah. We do have the colossal worm, though.
This might be the biggest. What's the called in SpongeBob? It's the Alaskan bullworm.
Yeah. So, there's a new agility course, which is the Alaskan bullworm.
Yeah, and this is actually not releasing on March 28th, which is really cool if they put it in this news post.
Yeah.
Should we read it then?
We'll skip over this. There's no, none of this stuff is getting added on the 20th.
None of it? I thought it was just the agility.
No.
Well, it's just the agility.
We'll just pretend none of it.
We're getting a new mining method. We're getting a new prayer method. And pickpocketing, as well as breaking and entering into houses around Varlamore.
That's cool.
So much new skilling. This is all going to be more mid-level skilling, though. So not as quick as other options, but it's a nice change for sure. Yeah.
Also, we're also going to definitely go over this again whenever the blogs for these officially come out and it gets closer to March 20th. So honestly, I probably wouldn't worry too much about all of this just yet.
And you could tell we're low-key trying to hurry because we didn't realize how late this was going to be.
Yeah, this is just a lot. Obviously, we
still have like 4 more to go through.
This is the biggest patch so far, so...
Yeah. We should have recorded more than the day one, but whatever, too late.
It's okay, because the next 2 things, we actually don't have a lot to talk about, and the final thing, we actually have nothing to talk about.
Oh, okay, next is Deadman Mode. This is one of the ones that I consider new, because they're still doing it again. Robert considers it old.
Because it's the exact same, with the exact same name.
Open up that blog, bro.
Okay.
So, Deadman Mode is returning in 2024 this summer. They are building on the incredible success of Deadman Apocolypse using all the feedback they received. So, basically, they are doing the same thing, but with quality of life changes.
They're like, wow, you guys like this so much. Wouldn't you like it again?
I mean, it's better than them doing nothing. So this is what they should have been doing with leagues, right? Was replaying rather than not doing anything.
Instead of waiting a year.
Yeah. And then, you know, hopefully in the year to come, they'll come up with a new one again.
Yeah, hopefully.
We'll see. But yeah, they are basically just bringing back the same exact thing again. And that was a lot shorter than the Varlamore. That's literally it. They're bringing it back.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's really not much to go over for these next 2. Yeah. So yeah, there's an entire video looking at Deadman.
We were so confused watching it because we're like, why are they just talking about Deadman and they're just like talking about the feedback? We didn't realize that they were announcing it. So we're like, what is this?
Yeah. I mean, tell me, because if you go and look at the video, it's not apparent in any parts of the video that they're like, oh, we're doing Deadman Apocolypse again.
Or maybe it is, and we just were so not thinking it that we just didn't understand. Because, I mean, they do mention, like, in the thumbnail that there is greater breaches and improved sigils. But they started out with them, like, reading tweets from people.
They started out with them getting roasted
True.
on Twitter.
It's going to be Deadman apologies when Jagex inadvertently Fs things up.
Yeah.
That's going to be...
Yeah, honestly, I mean, they go through and look at the old Deadman League, which was fine, but at no point are they like, yeah, we're doing this again. Like,
I think that someone at some point forgot to say introducing Deadman Mode again.
yeah.
That we forgot that aspect.
Like, honestly...
Or me and Rob are just the dumbest, which is so possible.
It's possible,
It's
but
so
honestly, I didn't really think that they... I mean, eventually I kind of caught on, but I wasn't sure until Mod Aiza after the video was like,
Showed the roadmap.
yo, so we're bringing back Deadman Apocolypse, and I was like, oh,
Wait,
okay.
dude, I'm like so okay. They should during the winter summit. I feel like they should show the roadmap after everything because the first thing they talked about was Scurrius, and the way they were talking about Scurrius coming like next week at the time that was happening, I was like, oh, I thought for sure Scurrius was gonna be on the roadmap as the first thing. Like, I guess it's just a normal update, but no, it was. They just
They went through all 7 things and then showed the roadmap at the end.
So it kind of confused me. I don't know. It should have been common sense, I guess, but to me it wasn't, and I was just like confused as to what was happening.
Yeah.
Personal problem. But next up on the roadmap is one of the other things that I guessed correctly. We are getting While Guthix Sleeps.
Yeah.
I kind of thought it'd be this quest too.
I guess this is probably one of the most iconic quests of the entire game.
Apparently it's a lot of people's favorites. It's not going to be exactly the same though.
Yeah, we didn't play in RS2, so we've never seen it.
Yeah. But they say they're going to be remaking the quest with the OSRS twist. We are going to get Tormented Demons, new rewards, Rites of Balance, and Prayers expansions.
Yeah, so shout out to the person on Reddit that actually invented the Rites of Balance.
Wait, that's another thing? I thought that was just RuneScape 3.
No. So, well, quickly we'll go
let's go over other stuff first.
We'll quickly go over and say the quest is going to be in the game.
Yeah,
so
this is going to be a Grandmaster quest.
it's going to be very, very high requirements. You're going to need to have a ton of stuff done, and including 60 to 70 skill requirements. Luckily, no combat requirements besides being able to enter the Warriors Guild, so fairly low.
Honestly, I thought that it would have higher requirements than it does.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But I guess this is like a quest line that they haven't worked on in a second. But like one of like the prerequisite quest is like Tears of Guthix.
Well, yeah, I think that's just because it's a quest about Guthix.
Okay, well, shut up.
But the highest requirement quest of all of these is going to be Dream Mentor, so just for a reference, and the highest skill requirement is going to be 72 Thieving, with the next highest being 67 Magic, so I guess there is a combat requirement, but not too high. That being said, the rewards are very hefty.
The rewards are nice.
Yeah, so you're going to have over 200,000 total experience between 4 skills, as well as some points and access to Tormented Demons and the Rites of Balance.
And also, I'd like to say that these are some particularly good skills we're awarding. Thieving, Herbal, and Hunter, all 99s I still need. Yeah. Thank you. I will definitely not skill them until after this quest comes out.
I was going to say, I don't know. They don't confirm that this is a Grandmaster quest. They just say that
it's a remake of a Grandmaster.
It's a remake of a Grandmaster quest, and so the experience matches Grandmaster quest. Yeah, I guess. I mean, they pretty much say it is, but it's not like confirmed. They're not like this is a Grandmaster quest. I guess
it's heavily implied.
It is heavily implied, though, for sure. But that being said, yeah, the requirements are kind of low for a Grandmaster quest.
But the rewards are nice.
Yeah. But a lot of people were wondering for Tormented Demons.
Yeah, this is, I guess, a normal... Tormented Demons are new, right? I'm thinking of Tormented Gorillas. So Tormented Demons are going to be, like, something that I guess was added after While Guthix... What's it called? While Guthix Sleeps?
Yeah, it's a mob that you encounter during While Guthix Sleeps. Kind of like Tormented or Demonic Gorillas. But it's the same thing where they have high-value drops, like Demonic Gorillas drop the Zenite jewelry. The Tormented Demons used to drop Dragon Claws.
That's where it gets a little weird.
Yeah, so there are going to be 2 options in this poll. One, do you want D-Claws to drop from Tormented Demons?
As well as a brand new item.
As well as a brand new item. Or option B is do not add them to the or tormented demons drop table.
Claws, that is. Don't add
Claws.
claws and only have the brand new item. I want to be very clear because I guess a lot of people are misunderstanding this. We are getting a brand new item that's not been designed no matter what. They're just saying, should we also add claws, yes or no? There's been like people who are getting confused about the wording of it.
Well, it's because the first question says that you're wrong.
What?
It says, should we add a new unique item to the drop table?
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. We're getting it no matter if it passes.
Yeah, I was like, what?
You know what I mean, right? Like, it's not claws are replacing the brand new item. Is mostly what I meant.
Yeah.
I made it worse. I made it worse.
Yeah. So it says, question 1 is it just asks, should we add a new unique to the tormented demons? And then they'll refine that later. Question 2 is, if while Guthix Sleeps is added to the game, where would you like to see Dragon Claws come from with the addition of the Tormented Demons? So they're saying, do you want it to come from Tormented Demons, removing them from the Chambers of Varrock, or option B, which is to not add them to the Tormented Demons?
Yeah, they say that this question is for developer consideration and not binding. So you guys can all vote to remove from Chambers, and they can be like, never mind, we're keeping it Chambers.
Yeah. So
I like that they're specifying. They need to do this more.
Yeah, because all their other questions suck.
Maybe they listened to the podcast and they heard us be like, why ask questions and then change your mind?
Well, a lot of their questions are still extremely vague.
Yeah,
so...
I really like that they put we're considering it, this is not binding.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, by the way, though? Do you want the clause taken away from Chambers and added here?
No, it's already in Chambers.
I feel like it's weird to take away from Chambers. I guess that technically it makes it so you're more likely to get other drops, but it just feels weird. I'm open to it, but I think I would vote to not add them. I might just not vote at all, though.
Yeah, I think it's dumb. Taking them out of the Chambers is dumb because they're already in Chambers. No one has a problem with them being there. They feel very rare. They're very expensive still, so I don't see a reason to take them out. Mm-hmm. People still use them for high value spec items. Besides that, also to even further that point, they're gonna potentially add a new unique to replace them anyways. So yeah, just do that. Mm-hmm. It just seems like the obvious option.
Yeah.
So we have Rights of Balance. Yes. You didn't see this.
I did not see this. I'm sorry I didn't read anything. I actually put out another video today on how to like make and get all the bone weapons at Scurrius. I haven't even been making shorts the past few days because I'm a very slow video editor. So I haven't done anything other than editing videos when I'm not live.
Yeah.
So sorry, I'm very uninformed and just letting Robert take the lead here.
That's okay.
I have a lot to say on Scurrius whenever you get there.
But for the God alignments, so this is the Rights of Balance is what they are calling it, Jagex. This was originally an idea that I wanted to bring up, but it eventually never did. This was a fairly popular post over on Reddit from Ninja Gamer. I'm just going to call him Ninja Gamer Elite, as he would probably want it, or they would want it to be called. Anyways, Ninja Gamer Elite made a post on Reddit that described adding not an entire new prayer book, but rather 4 extra prayers per god. And you would add these to your prayer book in addition to them at the very bottom, for example.
Okay.
And they would do things pertaining to what that god would like or something like that.
Similar to like the god spells from Majorina?
Yeah, kind of. So I thought they had like a draw up of it. Maybe they do somewhere else, but essentially it would be like 4 spells that maybe Guthix would like. There would be some utility spells as well as some additional interesting like damage spells or something like that.
Prayers, not spells, right?
Yeah, prayers.
Okay, just checking.
And they do have a link to the original write-up that does have like a much more in-depth of what each alignment might be. For instance, they have the Guthix alignment. So if you do the While Guthix Sleeps quest line, then maybe you'll get 4 extra prayers that are like boost prayers, overhead prayers, or utility prayers. Some make it so that like for instance, one of the examples they came up with was called Mortality. This is a boost prayer. you gain bonus accuracy and damage based on your current HP. Above 50%, you get a bonus accuracy, and while below 50%, you gain a damage bonus. So it's kind of like a give or take, or, you know, if you want more accuracy, make sure to stay topped up. If you want more damage, then feel free to drop to low health.
Interesting. This isn't, I mean, I don't know how much this will be the same because this is the original idea, not Jagex.
Yeah, that's just an idea that a Ninja Gamer put together.
But it is a nice sidestep from the Ruinous Powers, you know, still getting prayer stuff, potentially.
Yeah, I do think that was one of the main drawbacks of the new prayer book, was that it was an entire prayer book where
we didn't need a whole new prayer book.
Yeah, it just felt like you would just entirely replace the old prayer book, whereas this would be an addition to the current prayer book.
Yes.
And this would be ideally only 4 spells each. And that being said, they do mention that this is going to, if it does pass, be just the first of what would hope to be many additions. So this would be from the Guthix, you know,
Guthix
quest line,
whatever.
And then you would unlock the Rites of Balance for Guthix's influence that would give you additional prayers.
Okay.
And then maybe down the line you would get like the Zerosian God alignment, or
as different quests come out, probably.
Yeah, different quests, or maybe they'll add it to old quests or something like that. But you would unlock more at a later date.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm into this idea, obviously, because I want new prayer stuff. Like, new prayer stuff I think would be really fun, but Ruinous Powers was just a little bit too much of a direct upgrade.
Yeah.
So this seems like a more chill way of doing it for sure. And you have to do quests to do, which is kind of funny.
Overall, I thought it was a good idea when it came out. And I was kind of surprised that they brought it to the actual game.
I love that they're adding stuff from the community. Varlamore was added from the community too.
Yeah.
But I will say they should really compensate the people for their ideas.
No, that's fine. You know, they get a name drop. That's all they need.
They should get something. At least a year membership.
Yeah.
But the final thing, I don't know how much we need to go into it, but it's Varlamore Part 2 will be coming out in summer 2024.
Yeah.
So
luckily for you, we don't need to go into it at all because there's no blog for it.
Really?
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because I mean, they have the blog for Part 1, but they don't have the blog for Part 2 because it's so far away. That's why I said there's not much to go over.
Okay, well, let me read what it says on the map. So it says, area expansions will continue. Island of Alderan herbal activities. We're going to get Herbtot is what people were calling it, I think.
More importantly, we're gonna get access to the new meme. When someone asks, where are you? They're going to say, in Alderaan places.
That's funny.
There you go.
Ooh. Hailstorm Mountain will be a new group boss that we're going to get, and more new quest. I am confused by this roadmap because let me say, they didn't mention everything that they talked about in the Winter Summit.
Like
RuneScape's bringing in their own HD.
Oh, yeah.
They don't even mention it.
Well, that's not that important.
OSRS is finally doing their own HD, and while I will probably still continue to use 117, something really cool is that it's going to be on mobile too.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important part. I mean, yeah, that was the main thing I wanted to mention. I just thought it was weird they didn't even talk about the HD. HD does have its own blog. It's mostly talking about like the behind the scenes stuff on it, but it's worth noting. Like,
yeah,
we're gonna get HD.
It looks good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think they honestly have a better product than 117. Even just
maybe because they had more people working on it.
Just baseline. Yeah. It does everything 117 does looks wise, just better.
But yeah, and I think there will be like a lot of settings similar to 117, and most importantly to me is just that you could have it on mobile.
Yeah.
Whenever I go on mobile, it just looks goofy in comparison.
Yeah, so it looks really good, and but that being said, yeah, everyone is still going to continue using RuneLite and 117.
My perfect settings.
Yeah, and also you would have to use the C++ client, not RuneLite, in order to actually get HD.
No, I need my other plugins. Oh, they were also talking about RuneScape adding their own plugins eventually too.
Well, I mean,
it's later.
We said this,
2 years ago.
Years ago now, that as soon as they tried to take down
HD
117, we're like, oh, they're just going to end up replacing RuneLite. Like when they took out 117,
talking about plugins,
and they tried to they took down all the other clients besides HDOS and
Runelight.
Runelight. I think we said, I mean, anyone with a, you know, that has seen something like this happen before said, oh, they're just going to make their own.
Yeah.
And eventually 117 is going to get, well, not just 117, but Runelight as a whole is going to get, you know, replaced.
Yeah. I don't think that they said when the plugins were going to happen, but they are definitely, they're coming for Runelight just like a decade later, you know?
Yeah.
Taking them a while.
Yeah, they're definitely like a train where it takes them quite a while to get going.
But then they're gonna mow them down.
But yeah, I mean, probably eventually, because that's exactly what happened. It's what's happening to HD. It's what's happening to Runelight, and it's what's happening to your accounts.
The Jagex accounts.
Everything is being, you know,
True.
brought under their umbrella, which is exactly what happens to every other game.
Yeah. Oh, that's lame. Anyway, we can move into this week's update, which is not lame at all. Scurrius, the Rat King. I love
Okay.
I just really saying rat. I'm at like 370 KC so far and I haven't gotten the pet. It's like actually a scam. I don't know if it's real. I've had Entity Hider on the entire time since it came out because I do not want to see anyone with the pet. I don't want to see how it looks shrunken down. I know it just looks like Scurrius but small, but I don't want to see it. But yeah, if you have not heard, we have a new mid-level boss. So this hulking behemoth of a...
This hulking behemoth.
This gargantuan... No, orangutan.
Orangutan behemoth.
This hulking behemoth of a beast is unlike any rat you've ever met before. Nothing like me and Robert. So thanks to Scurrius...
I'm not a rat.
You're a mouse. Thanks to Scurrius' mutated form, he's capable of attacking with all 3 combat styles. Perfect for mid-level players still getting to grips with old school's PBM. Scurrius can be found east of the ladder in Varrock sewers. If you're struggling with your compass, just follow the rats. You can't miss them. Oh, that's why there was little rats wandering around there. Because I kept seeing a rat running to his lair and then disappearing. You'll see there's like a sewer grate with like a busted hole in it. Like Scurrius just like burst through it or something. He's a big boy. I like him. This boss can be done in public rooms or it can be done in solo encounters. But if you are doing it in the public rooms, just know you don't have a pet chance unless you're unless you're MVP. Which I think is kind of lame. This boss is aimed at level 60 and above players, so you can wear rune armor, mystic robes, or green D-hide, and you're more than ready to take on Scurrius. Without giving too much away, well, I'm going to get too much away. The fight's intended to familiarize players with combat mechanics. So they're basically just having like every kind of combat attack you, and they're also introducing something that took me a while to get used to in like Sins of the Father, like shadows on the ground that you have to move, otherwise you take damage.
Yeah.
This time it's falling like rocks, you know, like they had the lightning in Sins of the Father. Whenever I did Sins of the Father, that was like the hardest thing for some reason.
Yeah, it took you a long time.
It is really easy. You see a shadow and you move, but it's hard when you're not used to it.
Yeah, and also they're teaching you how to deal with chip damage.
Yeah, you take chip damage from little rats that are summoned during it too. I just like saying rat.
Also, my biggest problem with this entire boss fight is that they're calling the rat mace a mace, even though it is clearly a flail.
Yeah, I think it said that on the wiki even. Like someone wrote a community note and was like, it's called a mace, even though it looks like more typically what a flail looks like.
It is certainly a flail. It's not even
close. You make it with the mace.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of weird. We got 3 new weapons, guys. That's what he's talking about. These are the wards. So we have rat bone weaponry, which is introduced for the first time ever. It's a new thing. Weapons that are extra efficient against rats. It's a plus 10 to your maximum damage, I think, against rats. So this is the bone shortbow, bone staff, and bone mace. That's not really a mace. To make these, you have to get an untradeable rat spine, which is a 1 out of 33 drop from Scurrius, and then you have to have a little bit of skilling done to make it yourself, or you could just take gold to Historian Aldo outside of the room, and he will make it for you. I am not going to completely go over this, because I just made a video, and I just want to flex that I made a video on this, and it was only 2 minutes long, so watch my video.
All right, so go check out the video.
Does that mean?
go check out the video.
I'm sorry.
Either way, all of these weapons are going to be placed just above their rune counterparts, if there is one. For example, the rat bone mace is actually directly in between a rune and a dragon mace.
It's actually the same as dragon, except for it doesn't have the prayer bonus.
Yeah, exactly. So
and sorry, I memorized the wiki when I did it earlier.
Wow.
Yeah, the bow is the same stats as a magic short bow. The staff doesn't have a comparable one.
Yeah, but you can what's it called? Splash with the rat bone staff.
Yeah, you just won't get any XP though, which is kind of weird.
No, you can splash on rats.
I thought you couldn't with this because it's specifically rat bone. I feel like it said that on the wiki.
Or I mean, there's videos of people doing it.
I want to move on.
But
I don't know which one of us is right, but I swear it said on the wiki.
Okay. Well, either way, the reason I know that this does work is because
I'm looking up on my phone.
I've seen people get as much as 50k XP an hour splashing on rats, and I've seen people get over 200k an hour one tick splashing rats during the boss fight.
Jeez.
Obviously, you're going to take a lot of damage, so it's not as AFK as splashing during the boss fight, but
Oh, its automatic spell gives no damage or no experience when splashing. They removed it. They must have.
I was like, bro.
Okay, we had to take a pause on the recording to check because there is a video of someone splashing for 200,000 XP an hour. It got removed. It must have. Because it was one tick hitting the spawned rats. It doesn't say that it's removed in the comments here, but it must have been removed.
Yeah, I mean, this was the day it came out, and I saw this video of someone getting 200k an hour splashing rats during the boss fight.
But now on the wiki, at least, it literally says that you can't do that. And people are even commented saying, I don't think that this was intended. So I think that this got removed.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Unsurprisingly, really.
Yeah, so I guess I take back what I said, because unless you can do it and the wiki's wrong, which usually the wiki's correct.
And I also don't think that they'd leave something like this in the game, because that's pretty too much.
Yeah, it's definitely not intended. But
yeah.
At least at one point you could splash with the rat weapon.
Also, like, because you were mentioning XP, this is actually going to be one of the best methods for training combat if you want to be doing it while bossing. I was getting 144,000 XP an hour. I definitely was not the quickest, and I was using a scythe and stuff, but still wasn't paying the most attention. So go here to train. Like, you can use any type of weapon against Scurrius, any combat style. Yeah, they're all viable.
In addition to Scurrius, though, honestly, that was really it for the update this week, actually.
Pet.
New pet. Besides that, though, they do have an update letting you know that now there is a section for clans in the Discord, so feel free to go there, because obviously they removed the clans section of the forums. So also, we previously mentioned that there was a really unfortunate oversight where they removed hundreds and hundreds of thousands of blood runes from the game. Well, they've identified 16,000 players who were affected by this bug, and so apparently if you had interacted with the Bloodwell at all within the last 6 months, then you are eligible to receive those blood runes back, and they should have been placed back into your blood well already. But if not, then I think maybe you can try and get in contact with them.
They said that we'll give you another update for players in the second batch of returning the blood runes when we're close to reuniting them with their runes, so we can't say exactly when that will be. So if you haven't gotten them yet, like he said, I would reach out to them and then, just wait and see.
Yeah, exactly.
Not really much you can do about it.
The only people that I feel like may or may not get left out is someone asked the mods directly. They're all like, yeah, so I had members and then I ran out of members because I was waiting for the next update on whether I should resubscribe or not. And by that point, obviously I can't get my blood runes back. So would I still be able to do it? And they're like, yeah, dude, as long as you've interacted with the well in 6 months.
It's like a really complicated situation.
Why would you unsubscribe for just 1 month?
I mean, if you're spending real money, maybe you're struggling and you're like, I have to make sure it's worth it.
Yeah, I guess so. Just buy the year pass, dude.
Yeah. There's also a Leagues 4 survey going on right now if anyone wants to contribute to that and let them know what you thought of Leagues.
Yeah.
The plushies are still available for pre-sale. I almost said pre-roll. That's weird. Take me back to the cannabis industry days, I guess.
Also, do you think if everyone says they liked Trailblazer, they'll do Trailblazer Reloaded? Maybe. Or Reloaded Redux?
I'm not against them redoing it as long as they don't pretend that's different. Okay. If they just say we're redoing it, that's fine. But I mean, it'd be cooler if they do something else.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's gonna be it. But we can move on to the questions for this week.
Yeah, we have RuneScape and in real life questions. So the first one is going to be from Matt, and these are actually ideas for more like small quality of life updates, much like we had last week, I think it was, or a couple weeks ago. So first, make players lose run energy faster in the snow due to coldness and altitude, and in the desert, jungle, and volcano due to heat. I think thematically this would make sense, but it would really annoy me because that actually happens in the Trollheim area where it's snowing a lot. You run out of run and you can't run, and it pisses me off. Do you know the area I'm talking about?
No.
There's somewhere that drains your run, and I hate it, and it annoys me.
I was just gonna say that as long as they actually do the agility rework and you don't normally lose run, then this would be interesting and fine. But if you're just losing even more run, then I hate this.
Yeah. 2, make it possible for bandits to steal from you as you walk by in the Shantae Pass. The higher the defense level, the less likely it is to get stolen from. If you're actually stolen from, you won't notice, so your inventory will only update 3 minutes later. You can only get your item back by pickpocketing them or killing them. I think that's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. If it's like a really small amount of gold, then yeah,
maybe
that's fine.
I think if it stole like 5 gold from you, if you happen to have gold, then that would actually be kind of funny. But I also see how that could be annoying.
It'd be funny if like after a minute, the next time you open your inventory, you get a red text and it's like, you notice some of your coins are gone.
That would be funny, actually. Introduce mass creation, allowing for players to combine crafting with thieving to disguise as other NPCs to manipulate or steal. This is effective against NPCs only, so not PvP.
It should be effective in PvP.
But like, it's just me, your friend. Give me your T-bow. That's just scamming.
Well,
That reminds me when someone I was raiding with dating, and someone changed their name to dating with like an extra G and tried to trade me for a split. And I was like, what is this?
yeah.
They were like, oh no, they were pretending to me talking about dating, and they're like, oh, can I try on your T-bow? And like asking stuff like that. And it's like, that's not even how I talk. But okay. That one I'm less sure about. I think it would be funny during quests, but not in general. Because it kind of just reminds me of the Save Prince Ellie quest.
Yeah. I think it's cool, but I don't know. Like, would it just give you like a bonus to thieving or something?
I think it just makes maybe thieving more likely, like your success rate more likely.
Oh,
You
okay.
steal from the Arty Knights and you're in disguise as a knight. And he's like, hello, fellow knight. How are you today?
Yeah, honestly, I think this would be like a cool PvP item, honestly.
That'd be funny.
If like you could just make yourself look like a treant or something
Oh.
near the treants, and like you can't, like, anything you do outside of walking around will just make it so you don't look like them anymore.
It's kind of like the third age rings and stuff. Or the nature ring.
I think it'd be cool if it gave you a negative attack modifier. Wow.
So there's some punishment.
Yeah, so it's like you can blend in and people wouldn't notice you, but if you go to attack, chances are you're missing.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Okay. I kind of like that. Allow male players a chance of being seduced by barmaids, leading to them spending more money than intended for their drink. I don't like it, and I do think it's funny because Harger even said, last week you didn't want to sound sexist, this week you only allow male players to be seduced, because that's the first thing I thought immediately, too. I was like, it's not just men that get seduced. So, I think it'd be funny to do it for anyone.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's kind of just like the gold thing. Like, it'd be funny if, like,
It'd be goofy.
every once in a while, like, every third drink you buy, it costs you like 3 times as much, so
Yeah.
you know, like 3 gold instead of 1 or whatever. That'd be interesting.
Okay.
But I don't know about anything beyond that.
Yeah, I think just doing a small goofy things, not something that will actually really affect your cash stack, because that might be annoying.
Yeah.
Introduce a new sailing item, the kickboard, which allows players to cross rivers by chopping down a tree, forming a small wooden kickboard, and paddling across to the other side. The kickboard will be destroyed once you reach the other side, and the stronger wire the river, the higher level log required.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not opposed to basically making your own agility shortcuts. I think it would have to be similar to the agility shortcuts where you cross rivers now, like just add more of those, and it's kind of like the grapple ones, you know? Like if you're going to the shortcut, you bring an axe so you can make a little
Yeah.
kickboard.
Honestly, this made me think about that it'd be an interesting idea to have like, and I think I've heard this before, or something along these lines. And I like the idea of having combined skill requirements. So like in this case, maybe you would need like
Crafting.
59 wood cutting, as well as like I don't know, 50 sailing, as well as something else. And then it's like if you have all of those, then you can use the tree nearby to go across this river.
I like that actually.
That,
I like
that'd
the
be cool.
combined requirements of places too.
Yeah.
But I also feel annoying for that because I do have higher levels, so I don't know if
Yeah.
it's a douchey of me.
And I wouldn't want it to be something that would take away from like agility, because that would be just dumb. You're like, oh, you need 79 ranged and also, I don't know, 50 thieving to get over this wall, when it could
Yeah.
have just been agility.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's it for the RuneScape questions, actually. I think it was just in real life. Let me... Nope, I lied. Harger had a question. So what if Jagex had a sort of Kickstarter for RuneScape projects where players can contribute real money to initiatives Jagex proposes, but require more financing for hiring new mods, etc.? For example, what if Jagex proposes a revamp of Keldagrim, but that doesn't have the staff to make it happen because they're all focused on other things? If the players reach a goal for financial pledges, Jagex will hire new staff or pay overtime in order to make it happen. Maybe players could even propose ideas themselves through the system, kind of like what Lego does with Lego ideas, and if it gets enough support, Jagex might implement it. The second part I'm more into, it kind of reminds me of Reddit. People will post their ideas and everyone will hype it up, and then they'll be like, you know what, actually we will add Varlamore. The first one I don't like because they make so much money, Harger. They make so much money. They could afford it, they just choose not to.
Yeah.
We will not give them more money.
I think, yeah. I think this is like a 0 out of 10 idea. But that being said,
Jagex is worth so much money. They could have more employees. They just choose not to allocate their funds that way.
yeah, I think what would be cool and something that a real company could do is, I think, like, honestly, the poll system is good, but I think it's terrible that the devs have so much participation with it. I think it should just be like a dedicated team of like whoever, how many people, and they just like go out and they're all like, all right, so this month or this week we have these blog ideas. Like, what do you guys think about
I
them?
want to be like unbiased.
No, not even unbiased. Like, I want them to do what's in the best interest of the game still. But like, they pick out all these ideas and then they're all like, all right, cool. Then they bring it to the team and they're all like,
Oh, from the community's ideas.
yeah,
I
from
got confused.
like the community's ideas or their own ideas. And so like they have control of all the blogs and stuff like that. And then they go over to the entirely separate, more robust developing team and like, yo, these are the things that we want to work on. And then they just spend the rest of the month working on these things. And then they, at the end of the month, hopefully they have like progress, and then they can actually have like monthly updates. And then
Yeah.
that other team can like every month just have like more stuff. So essentially you would just always expect monthly blog posts on like things that they
Like
could
quality of life things.
improve the game, not necessarily add to the game, but just like stuff like that.
That like it reminds me of like Game Jam, but the community's the one jamming the game.
Yeah, I guess so. But it wouldn't just be community based. I guess what I
Mhm.
mean is like, I think if the game just had invested in like 10 more people, which, I mean, I'm sure they get paid like peanuts anyways, so it probably wouldn't even be that much more money, then everything would be a lot faster. Because if you think about it, if you are Mod Husky, for example, someone that's actually a developer on the game, you have to like not only come up with ideas and greenlight ideas and develop the ideas and also go on the shows to talk about you developing these ideas. It's all like, no, this dude should just only be developing the game.
True, the developers have to spend so much time doing all the other stuff that they get less time to actually develop things.
Yeah. And you have to think about it, like, if they spend a quarter of their time developing, that means that they're spending a quarter of their time in meetings for developing when they could be spending 50% of their time developing. Because if they're spending any other time doing anything else, they have to have meetings for that as well. So it's not just them doing the like one take that you see on the podcast or on the stream. They've practiced that and had meetings about that. So it's like, hours and hours of time that could be put into the development of the game. So
Yeah.
it's just like it's honestly so backwards that they make the developers do that it's kind of
It's
mind
kind of
blowing.
weird. It feels like there should be a separate team.
Yeah.
I was thinking like kind of the opposite of like having a designated team because the way it is now, if the community wants to submit ideas, you literally just tweet at mods or post on Reddit and hope someone sees it.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice if there's a designated way to do that.
Yeah. And this is, if this doesn't sound crazy to you, it's as crazy as if
Let's get a comparison in here.
as if like you went to a restaurant, sat down, like
Always at a restaurant.
someone seated you, and then you're like, all right, cool. And they're like, yeah, do you know what you want? And you're like, oh yeah, sure. That same person took down your order and he's like, yeah, sure, to be on 5 minutes. He goes back and cooks the order and comes back and gives it to you.
That just sounds like a regular. What do you mean? That just sounds like a regular
The
service.
chef is the host and the server.
Oh, okay.
How crazy would that be? Unless this is a single person owned place.
Talking about the first part, Loki, that's like the taco place we're at the other day. This guy was, remember
I remember that.
he was literally running from the kitchen to
Oh,
the front counter.
Yeah.
Because there was like 2 people working.
Yeah, but that's like unless that person owns that stand you're at, that would be insane.
Yeah.
That would never happen.
I was thinking of the first part where you're talking about like raising money for ideas, and you said the restaurant, and I was thinking of like someone going to a restaurant and you order, and then you have to pay for the order, raise funds, and then the owner of the restaurant gets to eat it for free.
No, no, yeah, this is like if you go to like Outback Steakhouse, the waitress or the hostess seats you. The same person is the server, takes your order, and the same person is the sous chef, and the same person is the actual chef, and yeah, and they bring your food, and then they bust the table, and then they do the next person.
They wear many hats.
Yeah, that'd be like
the developers wear too many hats in this company.
That is actually such a close comparison, and that's how crazy it sounds to make a developer do all that.
That's kind of weird, the requirements to be a developer. All they're supposed to do is develop stuff. Like, that's their thing.
Yeah.
Weird.
So that's why I don't think this is a good idea. They should just hire more people to do their jobs.
I agree. We have an in real life question. We had one that was a joke referring to the seducing people in game, where someone said, Rob, how do you seduce a female?
It's actually pretty easy.
What?
You just take an interest in the things they have an interest in.
Is that why you play RuneScape?
No, that's why you play RuneScape. Counter seduce.
But why am I still playing it?
Yeah, because you actually just
stop.
Now you're just in Stockholm syndrome. So
I hate how much I like this game. Ivor's question: what food makes you feel the sluttiest while eating it?
This is easy.
I, for one, while eating a giant pile of saucy hot chicken wings. This is a little not safe for work.
I didn't even hear when you told me this earlier because my initial thought was also chicken wings.
Oh, okay. Well, Ivor said
hot wings.
Eating a giant pile of saucy hot wings, my lips and fingies and cheeks smeared with their sticky essence, mingled with my own sweat. Finally understanding just how your mom feels when we hang out. How about you? And Harger replied to that saying, my sluttiest food is probably oranges. I feel like a pervert reading Harger's answer out loud. You bite and squirting everyone around you before slurping it all up and getting your hands all sticky. Wait, okay, why wings? Because of the essence mingled with your sweat? I wanted to answer oranges too, but your answer makes me feel like a pervert for agreeing with you.
Yeah, so number one,
I feel like a deviant.
If you eat an orange like that, then you need to go to class. Because that's not how you eat it.
I don't want to describe how I ate the orange, but I had an orange slice earlier, and I feel like the way you eat it is kind of weird. And I feel gross talking about this. There is sometimes orange juice on your face.
No, you're not eating it correctly.
Okay, how do you eat wings that makes it feel slutty?
Well, my answer was actually going to be anything sauced. So pretty much any barbecue, but specifically ribs.
Whoa, ribs? Yeah, actually.
Yeah. So
makes you feel real slutty.
No, it just makes you really your mouth is all messy from the barbecue sauce. So.
From the ribs.
Yeah. So that's how I imagine it would be like. Also, yeah, you guys are just totally not eating oranges correctly. There shouldn't be just stuff going everywhere. I don't know why you're chewing into the flesh of the orange before it's in your mouth fully. That is just crazy to me.
You have to wait till it's in your mouth to start chewing.
Well, yeah, you can fully peel the orange from the pith
That's not how I was eating it earlier.
without ever. Yeah, exactly. Like I just told you, you're
I'll
eating it
show you how I
wrong.
eat it later.
No.
That's like a euphemism. We actually have orange slices in the fridge, and I was eating them earlier today.
Yeah, you put the whole orange slice into your mouth and then you begin chewing, not the other way around.
It's kind of erotic.
Not at all.
You put it in your mouth before you start chewing. Second question from Ivor. Do you have a favorite Bible verse?
Yeah, as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Wrap it.
I just did.
Okay. Side note on that, at my stepbrother's funeral like 4 years ago, my mom asked my older brother to say that verse, and they like weren't close or anything, and he was like practicing this. He's not religious, and he just like kept like rapping and stuff, and I was like, that'd be so great if you just go to the front in front of like everyone's like family and stuff of this like 20-year-old who died and just start rapping at all of them.
Yeah.
I want Robert to do that at my funeral, and I want my family to join in and like dance in the background. I don't want you to forget that. Oh my God, the first time
I wasn't listening.
I told Robert this before, how I want him to do that at my funeral. And then it was the saddest moment because I was like, yeah, I was going to say, and someone has to take a video so I could see it. And then I was like, wait, that sucks. I wouldn't even get to see it.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't even get to see it until after. You like wouldn't even be able to attend.
I want to be there live.
Yeah.
That's the only issue. The only Bible verse I have memorized is John 3:16. Wait, oh my God, I already blanked on it. Something. God so loved the world, he gave his only son. So whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life, or something like that. For God so loved the world. Yeah, man, I'm blanking. Yeah, that's the only Bible verse that I semi-know. I don't know it.
Wow, that was really impactful, apparently.
The shadow and death. In the valley of death. Anyway, thanks guys for listening.
Anyways, this isn't a religious podcast. Don't at me with any more religious verses, or I'll just make fun of you.
Food makes you feel the sluttiest, because I am curious. Watermelon's one.
Yeah, watermelon for sure. Because you just can't.
Everything all over.
The thing is, that's like you can't just eat the whole thing like an orange, like how you're supposed to.
Yeah, watermelon is just like your whole. I feel like I can't use my hands because it will look sketchy on YouTube. Like a slice of watermelon.
You're a sicko, dude.
Ass.
Yeah, you're a sicko.
To hanging out with your mom.
Well, yeah, my mom gets crazy. Have you seen that?
She likes chicken wings?
Yeah.
That's what he means.
She's a mess.
That's so mean to your mom.
Dude, she knows it.
Oh God, okay.
Anyways, yeah, thank you for listening. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. And if you did, you can check out all of our socials.
Yeah, on Twitter and TikTok, we are Bunebapeosrs. Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch, I'm just Bunebape. I stream 5 days a week at twitch.tv/Bunebape, so come hang out with me. I'm going to be grinding this rat bastage while also maybe doing some more CAs.
Yep, so thanks again for listening. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you all
very soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.